Hi.
Hey there, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
We're doing fine, thank you. So, well, first of all, do you have a name we can call you?
Yeah, you can call me Mike.
Mike. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mike. If I may ask, are you a Catholic, Orthodox, evangelical?
I'm an evangelical.
Evangelical, no problem, no problem. So, if you don't mind, you see the title up on the up on the stream. If you don't mind
Mm.
addressing it, please.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say our definition of the Trinity is one God in essence, three
Mm-hmm.
persons in subsistence, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the definition. That's why it's not polytheism.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your argument against that?
Well,
What?
my
Oh,
argument against.
do you want
Excuse
me?
me, DeAndre.
Oh
Would
no,
you like to speak?
yeah.
You can go. You can go ahead.
You said the Trinity is one God in essence, three in subsistence, but that's not a counterclaim to the polytheism rejection. The polytheism argument is going to be that depending on or based on the normal method of counting, you would count three gods because you have three subjects which share God, and we count things by discernibility, and we count them by class. And like I said, if you want me to explain any of those terms I'm using, please tell me. I don't want you to fall asleep. We count things
Well,
by discernibility. We count things by class. We count
discern,
things by those
discern
things. Yeah, go ahead.
discernibility. So yeah, well, we're saying that there's three persons in one essence, right? So you can discern each of the persons, but there's still
Correct.
one essence, right? That's why it's one God. But what were you gonna say?
Okay, so you count one God by essence, right?
Hmm. Right.
Okay. Let me ask you, how many essences do we share? How many essences are on this planet right now?
Essences in this
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, us humans, us people, do we share
Yeah.
one essence or are we multiple essences?
Oh no, humans all have one essence. Each of us have one essence.
Perfect. Perfect. So then, if you count God by essence, then why is it the case that we're not one human? Because we have
Sir?
one essence.
No, I'm not saying
Yes.
no. I'm not saying
Yeah.
all humans have one essence, but each human has their own essence.
Okay, so there's multiple distinct essences.
And humans, yeah, each human has
Okay.
their own
Okay.
essence, right?
Right. So, sir, what is an essence?
It's like the essential nature of something, I guess.
So, like the essential properties that you need, right?
Okay, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look it up. Hang on a sec. Essence.
Okay. Yeah. Look it up.
Essence. Hang on. Wait. Okay, the intrinsic or indispensable quality or qualities that serve to characterize or identify something.
Right. Beautiful. So, an essence is basically just going to be a set of properties that a thing has that you identify it as. So, let's say if I'll give you an example. If you have like a dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a dog, their properties are it's furry, it has paws, it has four of them, it barks,
Mm-hmm.
it is it it does dog like things. These are essential to be a dog, right? Or like a cat. A
Mm-hmm.
cat meows, it has whiskers. These are the properties that are necessary for a thing to have to be a cat. Now, just like with humans, there are essential properties that we all need to be human. Do we all have those essential properties?
Yes.
Okay, then we all have one essence. We all share one essence then. That's by
Uh,
definition.
no,
Because if
because we
we
each of us has those properties, so each of us has that essence, right?
right,
Each of us has our
right,
own essence, though. Each of us individually has our own essence, right?
sir. If each of us has these properties,
Mm-hmm.
then we have the exact same essence. Our essences
No,
are identical.
no,
Our
no, no,
essences are
no,
one
no.
and the same.
No. It doesn't. We have the same essential qualities of a human being, yes, but
Correct.
each of us has
That
our
means we
own
have the same
essence.
essence.
Each of us individually has our own essence. You know?
Sir, if you no. That makes no sense. If you say that each of us share the essential properties of humanity,
Mhm.
but we don't have our same essence, you're saying we have the same essence, but we don't have the same essence, because essence by definition means essential properties. When we say we humans share the same essential
Oh,
properties,
I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. I think
right.
you might be. I think you might be right. Okay, so we all have the same essence, but we each are
Good.
individuals because we have this. We have our individual personhood, right? Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
So here's the argument. The thing is, if we count gods by essence, you have one God. But if you count humans by essence, you would have one human. But we don't count things by essence. We count things by discernibility, and we count things by class, right? So because me and Ali, and let's say brother Abdul Rahman, I am not Ali, Ali is not Abdul Rahman is not me. We're three subjects, three persons, but we count three humans because we're discernible from one another, right?
Okay.
And in the same sense, in the same way, you count three gods, and that's why we're leveling the polytheism argument.
Well, is
Do you
that the
understand, or
only
do you want
reason?
me to explain?
I get what you're saying, but is that the only reason why we would consider us to be separate persons? Just because we're discernible, separate? I mean, it's like, okay, you might be able to discern the three persons of the Trinity, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily a different essence, right? Or different person, or well, I don't know, different essence. Yeah, exactly.
No,
But
sir, no one's arguing they have different essences.
okay.
Like we just established that humans, we all have the same essence, but we're still different humans.
Okay. But you're suggesting that the only reason we consider different humans to be different is because they're discernibly different, right? But why is
Of
that the
course,
only
yeah.
reason? Is that the only reason?
Yeah, of course,
Why would that be?
because if they're identical, then they would be the same human. But if they're discernible, then that means they're different humans.
Okay, but there could be other. Yeah, that's a good way to distinguish between humans, but there's other possible reasons why they're different persons too, like the
Right, but
fact that they're
that's the main thing. That's what we use. That's how we count. We count by discernibility. I'll give you an
okay. Well,
example.
when you count humans, that's true. But with God, it's different, right? God's not that part of cat. That's a different category of being, so he doesn't have that kind
Okay,
of quality. Yeah.
okay, but here's the problem with that, sir. There's two main problems with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first main problem is that you've done something which is called special pleading, right? Which is where you apply a principle everywhere across the board except for in one special case. And right, you're applying this in a special case because you can't count in this way. And the second more important problem is you do count by discernibility, because that's exactly how you count persons. You count persons by discernibility, so it should follow that you count gods by discernibility. And if you count gods by discernibility, then you have three gods, just like you count three persons by discernibility. You get what I'm saying? You understand, or you want me to like
Well,
kind of
the second thing
explain it
you
better?
said is just kind of repeating what you said before. But I understand your argument is that I'm special pleading. But
Correct.
God's clearly a unique figure. It's not special pleading to say that he has unique qualities that we would say are different than humans, right? That's not special pleading. That's just obvious, right?
Of course, no one's arguing that God has the same attributes of humans. What we're arguing is counting, right? We count. How do we count? How we count God should not be the same as how we count human. We're not
It should
saying,
not. It should not,
oh,
right? It should not, right? I agree. It should not. So we count humans by
rather, sorry,
discernibility.
one second, bro. How we count gods should be the same as how we count humans. No one's saying
Why should it be?
that.
Why should it be the same?
Yeah,
God's different than
yeah.
us, right?
Very simple. of course, God has attributes that are different than ours. The
Mhm.
issue is that counting is something that's universal, right? It's not like something that is particular to our existence. Counting is something that's universal. Counting numbers and logic, which counting hinges on, is something that's objective. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, counting is objective, but I'm just saying what I'm saying to you is that I mean, like, dude, I don't know why you try to like. Are you trying to like corner me on some logic thing? I thought you had a good argument. It's like,
Sure.
dude, you're trying to like play
Logic.
semantics with God. You know? Does that make any sense?
Okay.
You're reasoning. You're
Logic.
reasoning up from humanity up to God instead of reasoning from His revelation down to us. He's revealed Himself as not being like us. He's different than us. Right? As it says, as the Bible says, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways, right? His being is not like us. He created us, not we created him. So the reason up from us to him is just backwards, you know?
Okay. Here's the problem. You just said that logic is objective. But
logic is objective, but logic is objective. But
brother, 1 second.
No, I agree with you.
Brother,
Mark,
1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
Please allow DeAndre to speak, okay?
This mic,
brother, you just said that logic is objective. Objective means mind independent. Okay? What that means is in every single possible world, 1 is going to be 1. A is going to be A.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
P and not P cannot exist in reality, right?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You just said logic is objective. If
I
logic
agree.
is objective, then it is objectively applicable to every single thing, everything by which we count.
Yeah,
and
I
if
agree.
that is the case, then you have 3 gods.
No, because you're saying I agree. Logic is objective. What you're suggesting is that discernibility or whatever you're saying that's how we discern the number of people or something, and then you're saying that applies specifically to God as well. But what I'm saying to you is that God is a special case, and it's not special pleading. It's obvious that God is a special case. So therefore, the mere fact that we count humans by discernibility doesn't mean we should count the persons of the Trinity as different gods just because there's 3 of them or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Just 1 second. Okay, just one second.
Sure.
1 second. The problem with that is that you just agreed that logic, okay, and this discernibility is the law of identity, which is a law of logic, right? Discernibility comes from the law of identity.
Is from the law of identity?
It comes from The law of identity says that A is equal to A, and the law of identity says that if A and B are discernible, then A and B are not the same, or there are 2 things, right? That is an axiom from the law of identity.
Yeah, okay.
Now, perfect. Since you just agreed that logic is objective, you can't now retract. You can't go back on that and say, well, logic is objective,
I'm not,
except for brother.
I'm not. Look, I know. I get what you're saying.
Brother.
Please stop interrupting him. You can
go ahead.
You can go ahead after he's done. Then you can go ahead afterwards. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, DeAndre.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. I'm going to allow him to speak. Bro, this is the thing. You just said that logic is objective. Like I said, objectivity means mind independence.
I know.
Meaning, right? Meaning that in every single possible world, the law of identity is going to be true. In every single possible world, you cannot have contradictions that exist in reality. In every single possible world, a proposition cannot be neither true nor false. Right? This is very, very basic logic. Now, if it's objective, then we don't apply it to only some things and reject it for others, or reject it for God. We apply what is objective, right?
Yeah, I get it, bro. I get what you're saying. Dude, you're just explaining the same thing again and again, bro. Come on, man.
Bro, because you cannot track.
No, I'm tracking you.
Okay,
you're not
tracking
me.
Guys, both of you guys. All right, now, remind me again. You said your name was Mark, correct?
Mike.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Mike, we're asking you to be respectful. Whether or not you think beyond whatever.
Dude,
thing
how
you
many
think of,
times is he gonna explain this thing about objective? I
how-
get it.
okay,
Logic is objective. I get that.
Mike. You're doing
Yes,
it right now, my man. That's rude. We
I'm
ask that
not.
you stop being rude. Even if what you don't like about DeAndre, the least you can do with one another is show some respect and not speak while he's speaking and over talk him.
How many
Because that
times is he
shows.
gonna explain this one
Then
point?
afterwards when he's done, you can speak.
Okay.
Regardless of what he says, he gave you the respect to not interrupt you when you were speaking, regardless of what he thought you were saying. You
Mm,
show him that same respect.
okay.
All right. Go ahead, DeAndre. Go and finish up.
I was almost finished. So if that's the case, then we would count using the normal counting method as 3 gods. And you can't circumvent that problem by just not applying logic because you just said logic is mind independent. Now you can go ahead, and I will not interrupt you. I will actually mute. Go
Okay,
ahead.
well, I'm agreeing. I agree with you. The logic is objective. I'm just saying that this thing you're saying about discernibility being the way we count persons, therefore the way we count humans, or something. I don't know, something like that, right? I'm just saying that God is not like that. He is 3 persons in one essence, so that we don't need to count them that way. We don't need to count just because he's discernible. The 3 persons are discernible doesn't mean that he's not one God, you know. That's not logical to say that just because humans are counted that way, that therefore God must be, you know. That's all I'm saying. And that's not, I'm not denying logic. I'm just saying that the mere fact that humans are counted that way doesn't mean God has to be counted that way, you know. So I'm not denying logic. Okay, so if you have another argument you can apply here, then that would be interesting. But I'm not denying logic. I'm not denying objective logic or anything.
Are you finished speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you refuse to apply what you just agreed is mind independent across the board, then you are categorically in denial of objective logic.
No.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You just said, like, okay, you agreed with me that logic isn't something that is subject to a whim. But the thing is, with that being the case, discernibility comes from, like I said, it comes from the law of identity, which is logic, which is objective. So if you say, well, we don't apply that to God, then you're denying that logic is objective. Brother, you cannot affirm the proposition and deny the other. You have to either say two things, bro.
Dude,
Mike, please stop interrupting. Mike.
Oh, he's still talking?
Mike,
He's still saying the same points again? Jeez,
Mike,
okay,
I don't want to have to mute you. You're being rude again.
Okay, go ahead.
Did he not give you the decency to finish? Mike, please stop interrupting.
Go ahead.
Okay. You have to either do one of two things, bro. You have to either say no, logic is not objective, or you have to say you have 3 gods. Because you're saying, okay, well, just because there are 3 persons does not mean there are 3 gods. I gave the argument for why it is 3 gods, and you have not responded to that argument at all. You're just saying, well, I'm not denying logic, but I'm saying that logic is objective, but I'm also saying that God, we shouldn't use logic for God to count gods.
I'm not saying that.
That is literally a contradiction, brother. So when you respond, please provide. Sir, you can clear up the misinterpretation. That's fine. When you respond, please provide the argument against my arguments that you count 3 gods. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, because I'm saying that this, as I said before, which I'm not denying logic. I'm just denying the fact that discernibility means separate essences. It means separate persons, yes, okay, but it doesn't mean separate essences. Can you show me that? Have you made that argument? Like, have you made the argument that discernibility must mean different essences? Have you made that argument? Because I think you said something about how discernibility is how we count humans. So, okay, I got it. Yeah, but why would we apply that to God? You know, that was my point. That God is different. He is one essence, 3 persons, so we can discern the different persons. But that doesn't mean that it's a separate essence, right? That was my argument. So I don't know. Did I ignore your argument when I said that? I don't understand.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so explain exactly, or maybe you could just simplify your argument one more time. Like, why is it that 3 What? So let me get this straight one more time, right? Three persons, one essence in God. All right, so we can discern the persons, but that doesn't mean there's three different essences. All right, so explain how your argument disproves that. Can you explain that?
Okay, brother. I respectfully believe that you have not been tracking what I've been saying, because no one has argued that discernibility entails multiple essences.
Okay.
I've actually stated the contrary. What I said is that humans are discernible, yet we share one essence. But we still count many humans, and we still count, period. This is not just humans, period. Anything that you count, right? Anything at all, whether real or conceptual or just nominal, you count using these particular principles that are mind independent. So when I'm saying the persons are discernible and they are God, right?
Mhm.
Then we count how many subjects that are God. 3, that means 3 gods. Okay, that's using the normal counting method. If each person, the Father, Son, and Spirit, are fully God, okay, they are 100% God, we count the subjects which are God under the type God, and we would count 1, 2, 3 gods. So
Okay, you know what I think our problem is? Sorry to interrupt you, but before we just go on with this too long, right? I think going back to where you said that humans all share one essence, therefore they're all like they're all one. We count, like, I don't know, it was weird, but anyway, my point is just that humans all share one essence in that they all have like the same essential properties, right? So there's a universal essence that all humans
correct.
share, but they still have individual existence, right? So that's why we don't consider them all to have the same. Like I still have a different essence than other humans, right? Like we're different, we're individual existences in ourselves. So that's why we still count them as having separate essences in that sense as well, you know? We don't consider all humans to have one essence. We each have their own essence, but there's a universal essence of humanity. That's true. The category of humans has one essence, but that doesn't mean that it's the same thing as like we wouldn't say that every human has the same essence. Every human has their own essence, you know? So that's where I think we slipped up there.
Okay. So you're retracting your claim about essences. So
no. You were kind of boxing me into this weird understanding of essences, which at first I disagreed, but I kind of like, I don't know, I'm not used to this language that much, but I'm kind of familiar with it or whatever. But
that's fine, bro. Like
I said in the
very beginning.
I'm just saying it's not logical to think every human has the same essence. We each have our own essence, but that there is one essence of humanity, so that humans do all have like that human essence. We each share that, right? But there's like we each have our own individual essence. So that's why you can see that we don't, just because we count humans separately, despite having the same essence, doesn't mean that we would count God separately by discernibility just because they have the same essence, but there's discernibility. You know what I mean?
You finished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said you were boxed in. No one boxed you into any definition. The categorical definition of what an essence is the set of essential properties, right? A set of essential properties that a thing has to be identified as a particular type. And I gave you the example of the dog, and I gave you the example of the cat. Now, you said that, so you're going back on this now. You're saying that every single human has one universal essence that they all share, but they also have their own individual essence. So, am I understanding you right? Are you saying humans have 2 essences, or do we have 1 essence?
No, I'm saying there's the kind of essence. Like there's like it's like as you were saying, it's a type, right? It's a type. So humans have a type of essence, the human essence. The cat has a type of essence, the cat essence. But each cat has their own individual essence. They're each individuals, so they're individuals with
So
their own
how many essences is that? How many essences do we have? One or two?
We have one, right? But listen to what it is,
Okay.
right? There's a type of essence, the human essence. So each individual human has the human essence, but they each have their own essence, which is human, you know? But that doesn't mean that we count that all humans as having the same essence. That's why I was mixed up earlier when you said that, but I wasn't quite anyway, whatever. So that's
Okay.
what you're just wrong on that. You're just wrong.
Okay, brother. I think that you're genuinely confused, brother, with all the respect. Because
Okay.
you're saying the same thing and you're denying it. You're saying we do have the same essence. We do have one shared essence that's human, but we have individual essences that we share that are human.
No,
That
what I'm
doesn't make
what I'm saying is there's a type.
bro.
Mike,
This
stop
has been
interrupting.
repetitive.
Go ahead, DeAndre.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a repetitive thing with you. Okay, and this is, look, with all due respect, if you ask me to clarify something, I'm happy to clarify. I said that in the very beginning of the conversation. I'm happy to clarify anything with you. But I think like there is something that, because you're saying the same thing, but then you're saying that you're saying something else. Because what you just said is each of us has an essence that is human, but each of us has our own individual essence that's human. You're saying the same thing. So look.
Okay, can I say
Look,
now?
brother, look.
Mm.
It's very simple, bro. It's very simple.
Mm.
With all this philosophical language out the way, it's very simple. Every single human on this panel, we're all human. Okay?
Yeah.
We all have properties that make us human.
Mhm.
Okay? We're all rational. We're all we all have these properties. Every single one of us on this panel and every single one of us watching. Okay? An essence is a set of essential properties that are necessary for a thing to be identified. We all have the set of essential properties that make us human, right? That's one essence that we all share because we all have those properties. If I have the same properties as essential properties as you, and you have the same essential properties as Brother Abdul Rahman, we all have the exact same essential properties. And brother, if we have the exact same essential properties, then we by definition have the exact same essence or have the exact same nature. And so when you're saying we have one universal essence but one individual essence, no, we don't have two essences, brother. We have one that makes us human. But we still know that there are three of humans, me, you, and Abdul Rahman, and of course there's Adi and others, and Faisal and others and stuff. But we know that there's many humans because of discernibility. We all have the same essence, but we all are discernible from one another. It's the same with the Trinity. They all have the same essence, but because they're discernible, we count them under the type of God. We count them as three gods, and that's the main problem that you have. So without this fellow language, and like I said, if you are confused by anything that I said, you can ask me for clarification. I have no problem explaining what I said.
Okay.
I think I kind of explained it, but if you need me to kind of dumb it down, I will try.
Okay, no, I don't need you to dumb it down. You're just wrong on this because although we share the same essence, it's like a type of essence. Like the cats all have the same essence of being cats, but each individual cat has its own essence, just like humans. So there's a type of essence. Humans all share a type of essence. We all have the same essence because it's the same type of essence. But each individual human has their own essence. If we all had the same essence, we'd all be the same person. We're not. That's why this doesn't make any sense.
I think you're confused, Toronto, with all the respect. I agree with DeAndre.
With all the respect.
As I'm listening to you again right now, trying to rephrase what DeAndre said, you are getting confused.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what?
For example, all of us here.
Yeah, wait.
Also-
Ali wanted to say something. Ali, go ahead, bro.
I think I know wholeheartedly, Neil. I do agree with you, and I think Brother Abdul Hamid wanted to come in too, because I wanted to keep this between DeAndre and Mike just to put a one-on-one. Then at the end, Dow Trucker and Abdul Hamid, you guys can come in, just to move this conversation along, Mike, and just because again, I do think you're confused, and because of that, you're confusing me as well. So, just to kind of clarify, because we want to understand your position, okay? So you talk about a type of essence. You say humans have one essence, but we each have a type of essence. Can you please clarify what do you mean when you
All
say
right.
a type of essence? Like define that for us, and elaborate more on this a type of essence. That'll give us more,
Clarity.
more
Okay.
clarity as
So
far as what you're talking about. What do you mean by a type of essence?
okay, so yes, there's a human essence, which is our properties of being a human. All right. So all humans share that essence in the sense that we're all human. But each of us individually has their own essence. Clearly. All right. Otherwise we'd be the same person, you know? We'd just be the same thing. But we each have our own individual beings, right? We're all individual beings, right? Because we have our own essence. But we share the same essence in the sense that we have a type of essence of the human essence. Otherwise, a cat is also all cats have cat essence, but they don't like they share that type of essence, but each individual cat has its own essence. Otherwise, they'd all be the same cat. Okay, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Mike, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're trying to say. Unfortunately, it goes back to what DeAndre is saying when you're saying that we have one essence at the same time we don't have. We saying it one time we have the same essence, but at the same time we don't have the same essence. And I'll tell you why. When you say that, when you agree with DeAndre when he said a type of essence, when you agree with DeAndre when he said we all have one essence, but then you said each human has a type of essence. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the reason why you said that is because you hold to the view with humans. You hold to the view that if we did not have different types of essences, we would all be the same person. Meaning we cannot be different persons and have the same essence, according to you. Am I correct? We cannot be
We
like
we
me.
would be individuals.
I
We
am not.
would be
I am not.
individuals.
Yeah, we cannot be different persons, identities. I cannot be you, and you cannot be Dow Trucker if we had the same essence, the same nature. Is that what you're trying to say?
If we had the same essence, we would not be the same person.
Persons. Is that what you're trying to say? Because it seems like that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, that gives us more clarity. So, DeAndre, if you understood that, before that, Mike, would it be okay if Dow Trucker and Abdul Hamid give 1-2 cents, and then you can continue the conversation with DeAndre? Would that be okay?
Okay.
All right. So Dow Trucker and then Abdul Hamid, you guys can give your comments, and then the conversation is gonna go back to Mike and then DeAndre. So, by the way, Assalamu alaikum, brother Faisal. How you doing?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
Assalamu
barakatuh.
alaikum. I
Faisal's
got a
here?
stranger.
Yeah, he,
Oh,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, assalamu
I
alaikum
came to
wa
listen.
rahmatullahi
All right.
He's
That's
just been the
perfect.
quiet. He's just been the quiet Mike.
So,
Nice to see I
So-
got fans.
so Dow Trucker, give your comments, and then brother Abdul Hamid, if you have anything to say, and then the conversation is gonna go on because I'm glad we got some
So-
clarity now. Go ahead.
Good. Because I mean, because you cannot say, that we all human, in the first place, you cannot say that we all human beings have one essence, but then each individual human being has another essence. That is contradictory. Then you're saying that we have two essences. By logical deduction, you're saying that we have two essences. The thing is that we all share one human essence, okay, which makes us human beings what we are. However, all 6 of us here is a separate person. And this is where DeAndre is trying to bring you in to the LPT, to the logical problem of the Trinity. That's the bottom line. That they are completely different. They are not the same. No matter how you smash it and mold it.
But you're just not understanding what the word essence means. I mean, there's a type of essence that humans all share. Each individual human has their own essence. That's the difference. Like, I don't understand how that's controversial. That's like
So,
obvious, isn't it? Like the
so,
essence
so
of a
what-
cat. It's not like all cats have the same. They don't have the same essence. They just have a type of essence. All cats have the type of essence, but each individual cat has its own essence. Obviously.
Okay. Okay. So we asked you
So Neil,
for elaboration about that, and you did not elaborate on that, on what you mean by that essence that makes all cats cats, no
It's the
matter what
properties.
size
We
they
talked
are.
about it. We talked about what
all
an
right.
essence is, the properties. So each cat has the properties of a cat. So each cat has the same essence, type of essence of a cat. But each individual cat is an individual
Is that
cat, therefore it has its own essence, right?
So Neil, let's because again I want to go back to DeAndre and Mike. But before that, Abdul Hamid, any other comments? Any comments you would like to add, Aki?
Yeah, I think for me, I just have just a question. So, so I get what you're trying to say, that we have the essence that makes us individuals, and then the essence that is defining the category. Can you maybe like give us an example of the evidence you're using to make this distinction? To say, oh, the example of the essence that makes us individual is this, so that we know this is the category of evidence we can now apply when we go back to God. And the category that makes us one general, the essence that makes one category is this. This is evidence, and this is the example.
Okay, because it's like we have the essence of humanity because we have these properties, right? That's what he was saying. The qualities or of a human. We therefore do you have the nature of a human, you have the essence of a human because you have the qualities or the properties of a human. But each individual human has their own individual essence. So there's a type of essence, which is a human essence, which we all share. But each individual human has their own essence as an individual. That's the idea.
But the thing is, you haven't given us you use the word essence without giving an independent example. So maybe let me ask this question:
Okay, I'll give you.
what will be true for us, all of us, to be one? So I'm coming. So since we are all individuals now, right? What will be the condition that will make us count all of us as one? So if you remove what is it that you have to remove from these two essences that will make us all one?
Remove
That
from
would
the
have to count us
essences?
as one.
No, we can't. No, nothing good. Nothing good. We could never be all one. We could never. All of us can never be one, right? All of us we have individual essences individually, but we share a type of essence, which is the human essence. So the human essence is a type, but each individual human has their own individual essence. Similarly, cats. This is my example I gave before, but I'll give it again. The cats each have the essence of a cat, but each individual cat has its own essence, So that's the difference.
All right. So Juan, I want to add into. I really do, but please, brothers,
okay?
I really do want to add into. But let's go back to DeAndre and Mike to go on one. All right. So DeAndre, are you having a better understanding of what Mike is trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead with the one-on-one. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah. Okay. There's still a lot of like confusion, but I think I understand. Okay. So, brother, you're saying that because, and correct me if I'm wrong, and correct me if you need clarification on anything that I've said or I'm saying you're gonna say. You're saying that because we're individuals, that means it follows that we have different essences?
Yes. But we share a type of essence. So we all share the human type of essence. We all have human essences. But we each of us individually have our own essence. Okay?
Okay. So before I get into why that position doesn't make sense, what do you mean like when you say an individual? When we have an individual essence, what does that mean?
I mean, I'm not you and you're not me, right? And so just like you were talking about the laws of logic, right? So
correct.
I cannot equal you and you cannot equal me. So we're individuals. We're different. We're not the same being, but we are different. We are similar in the sense that we share the essence of a human, that type of essence. But we each have our individual essences.
Okay. So your criteria for how to determine whether or not, for how to determine individuals that have different essences is discernibility, right?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know if that's the only criteria. I guess maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure. Discernibility.
Okay. Well, because you said I'm not you, you are not me, right?
Okay,
That's
fair enough.
discernibility.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
discernibility.
Okay.
So you're saying that we know that we are individuals with different essences because we are discernible.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, good, brother. You just put yourself in the very same hole, because if that's the case, the persons are discernible, meaning that they're each individuals, and by your argument, that means that they each have different essences, meaning three gods.
Yeah, but it's different for God. That's what I was saying before. Remember?
Brother. But you just said, you just made the argument, brother, that an individual, if an individuation is true, is the case, right?
Mhm.
If a subject or two subjects are individuals and they're discernible,
Mm-hmm.
then they have two separate essences, even though they share the same type, and we'll get to
Well,
that in a
no,
minute.
well, I mean, before you go on, if you're talking about that, like I was saying to you that we can discern that two humans are different, that they don't equal the same, right? But within the Trinity, the different persons of the Trinity still have the same essence. So it's not discernible in the same way. It's just a different case. That's all I'm saying to you.
Okay.
That God is a special case here, you know? And like I said, it's not special pleading because God is different than humans. He's not like us.
It's okay, sir. It's definitionally special pleading, but we'll get to that in
No,
a
it's
second.
not. It's not special
Are
pleading.
the persons discernible from each other?
The persons of the Trinity? Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And are they individuals? Are they three subjects that are discernible?
The three subjects, but are they? Does it mean that they're individuals? I don't know. I mean, it's because they're always
Wait,
one.
so it's one individual?
I'm not sure. It's kind of, I don't know. Like the way you use these terms, I'm not 100%, but I know that they're one in essence and three persons. So maybe you could call them individual persons, but they're not individual essences, which is different than humans,
Right.
which have with you when
No,
you have an individual
but
person
DeAndre,
as an individual essence.
let me just
yeah?
clarify this, because this is going around in a circle right now.
It's not.
Is the Father
Okay,
the
go ahead.
Son? Mike,
No, he's
is
not.
the
Yeah,
Father
he's
the
not
Son?
the son. He's not the son, right? But
Okay,
that's
so
again,
there.
that's persons.
Okay, is the Father
not
the Son?
essential.
Is the Father the Spirit?
No, he's not. No, he's not the son.
Is the
No, they're
Spirit
not.
the Son?
No, they're not.
They're then discernible. They're
Discernible
individuals.
as persons.
They're individuals.
As
right?
persons. Okay, as persons.
No, are they individuals then?
They're individual persons. Yes.
Is a person an individual?
They're yes, persons are individuals, but
Persons are individual.
are they
Okay, then
necessarily?
stop beating around the bush.
Wait.
Stop beating around the bush.
Wait. Hold
My
on a
brother,
sec. Hold on
Mike,
a sec. Hold on a
be
sec.
very clear. Either they are persons and they're individuals. Okay, because being a person means that you are an individual.
Exactly.
Yeah, but individual, I don't know. What does individual mean? What do you mean by individual?
Look,
What do you mean by that?
stop
Define
playing
that.
semantics.
No, define
Stop
the
playing
word.
Plain
Define the word.
semantics.
You're using
Stop
a
playing
word.
semantics, Mike.
No, you're the one. Listen.
No. Wait.
You
No.
guys are the ones
Let me
playing
make
semantics.
one thing very
here.
clear.
No. What?
Let me make
Define your term,
Mike,
please. Okay,
Mike,
can you define
Mike,
it? Okay.
Mike, let
Yes.
me make something very clear.
Yes.
Right? We're not the ones playing semantic here.
Yeah, you absolutely are. You're
This
trying
is
to get me on this word.
Look again, Mike.
That's the definition of playing semantics. What
Mike,
you guys are doing.
Please listen. Please listen.
Okay.
Right? We're giving you the respect of using your language. All right? So
No,
please give us the respect.
Well, okay, I'm
because
asking
we don't
you to
care.
define the term. Can you define
Mike,
the term
Here-
individual?
Let the guy
again.
finish, bro.
Again, Mike.
Dude, you're not giving
Mike,
respect.
this
You're
has
not.
been-
This is
this has
you're
been
trying
a
to make a
decent
fool of me or
conversation.
something, dude. Listen,
This
dude.
has been a
Anyway,
decent conversation so far.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
don't want
You're
it to
coping,
be
man.
derailed.
define the word individual. You just used the term. I'm asking you
again-
to define it. Can
Again,
you do
Mike,
that?
I'm actually gonna make it very crystal clear for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? This is your theology. This is your terminology. All right? The fact that you do not even know your own terminology and we have to educate you is embarrassing for you, not for us. We're
Okay,
giving
well,
you the
listen,
respect.
dude. You're not
Look,
respecting me by telling me I'm embarrassing myself.
I'm
Just
sorry. I'm
define
sorry.
the term individual. You use the
Again,
term.
my friend.
You use the
Again, my
term.
friend.
All right, I'm asking you to
Again, my
define
friend.
a term that
It's
you're
not us who
using.
use the term.
What?
It's not us who use the term.
So
It's
you don't know
you.
the term that you're using?
It's
I don't know the
you.
term.
It's
Listen,
you.
dude.
It's
Listen.
you who
This
uses
is
the
embarrassing.
term essence, person, and all of these things. Right? For
No,
me,
look,
if
dude,
I'm
not
going
a
to
theology
summarize,
expert. Okay, you guys are trying to
so what
debunk
are
the
you
Trinity or
actually
something?
coming? What are you actually coming to disprove then? We're telling you very
What? I'm not
simply.
coming to
When you
disprove
count
it.
it,
Listen.
look,
Hold on a second. You guys have a title on your thing called like what is it? The Trinity's Polytheism. I'm just saying it's not right. And so you're telling me that the word individual means something. I guess you're gonna try. This is the definition of what it calls playing semantics. By the way, when you try to say this word individual, and I'm asking you to define the word. I'm just asking you to
Okay.
define it. Can you define it?
You
Define
are
what
the
an
Are you
one that
done?
individual
used the
is.
word.
Are you done, Mike?
Wow, dude. Yes.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
can I finish what I'm trying to say here? Or are you gonna cut off me
No,
again?
dude, you're just going on and on about like
Okay.
nothing. What are
Let
you
me know.
doing?
Let me
Yes.
know when you're done.
Just
all right?
okay, whatever. Go on,
Just go
man.
ahead.
I'm done.
Let me know when you're done.
I'm done. Go. Wow, dude.
Calm down. Calm down.
Calm
No,
down,
you
first of all.
guys calm down. You guys are trying to
No, we're
you guys
calm.
trying to tell me I'm playing
We're calm.
semantics?
You are.
Yes, you are, my
I'm
friend.
not. I'm
Because
not.
okay,
You guys are trying to
okay.
play the words individual against me or the word essence or whatever. It's a joke. You guys are the ones playing
Because
semantics.
no, Mike, because it is you, through you Christians, through your theology, who throw these tantrums to us.
Whatever,
These
dude,
philosophical
whatever. Look,
tantrums.
oh yeah, okay, whatever. What are you gonna say now?
You use the
Well,
word,
all.
bro. You're asking us to define it. You use the word,
No,
bro.
you use the word. Use the word
You use the
individual
word individual.
or
I
whatever.
asked you
Okay,
to
whatever.
define
No, how
it.
is
Okay.
you defining it? There's different definitions of the
let me
word.
go back. Let me go back to why I claim that the Trinity is polytheism.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get back to the basics because
Okay.
this is where it all started, right?
Okay.
For me, when you come to me and say the Father is God, the Son is God, the Holy Spirit is God,
Mhm.
there is three gods. Period.
I know.
That's how I see it.
Okay.
That's how every logical, rational human being would see it. You would then have to come and explain to me why that is not the case without breaking the rules of rationality.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was saying it's three persons in one essence. And now
Again,
you guys are
this is
hold on. And now you guys are
who's
trying to
bringing the
catch
semantics in
me in
here?
some semantics thing.
Who's bringing the semantics in here?
What? That's just words, man. It's just words.
No,
Okay,
no, 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 no.
so
Again,
we're
my
all playing
friend.
semantics then. This is
Again, my
semantics
friend.
debate.
Who's playing the semantics here?
What are you
Who
talking
brought in
about?
who brought in the term person and essence into this discussion?
Those are
I just said
terms.
very simply, look,
Yeah.
your book does not say essence, person. Where in your book is it written there are three persons and one essence that is actually being claimed by the one God that actually came down to you and explained to you who he is?
No,
Where
well,
did
this is what
he
happened.
actually say this?
Yeah, this is what happened.
It's
Jesus.
not coming from him. It's not coming from him.
It is.
So there is
What are you talking about?
again, Mike, please have the decency to listen to the other person. We've been trying to explain to you. You cannot continue talking all over us.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I ask you a very simple thing. For me, when you say the Father is God, the Son is God, the Spirit is God, it actually means three gods. Right? Explain to me why not without breaking the rules of rationality.
All right.
Now,
That's
what
I did.
you did as a result of trying to explain this is you brought in the terms essence and person. Okay. I need to ask you why it is the case that I should accept your distinction of essence and person and your understanding of essence and person. And you have the onus now to show me how that understanding should be done. It's not on us.
No. The essence and person are just words that it's not some my understanding. It's just everyone's understanding. That's the English words. And then the reason why we established that God has these things in common and different, same essence, different persons, is because that's how the Bible describes God.
No. Again, sorry. Let me clarify. This was just a statement from me. The question is still the same. When you say the Father is God, the Son is God, the Spirit is God, there is three gods for us, not one. And that's what we're trying to ask you. Why should we accept the claim from you that there is one God then?
I know, and as I explained to you, it's that there's three persons and one essence of God. So God expresses himself, or he exists as three different persons, but it's one God. That's what I said. That's how
Okay,
that's
is
how I
that
explained it.
your full answer?
Yes, and there's nothing illogical about that.
That's completely illogical.
Okay,
What do you mean three
explain why is it
persons?
illogical?
When you say three persons, that's three God. That's it.
No, it's not. Why is that? It's three persons and
No.
one essence.
When you say three persons, if there are three persons here, there are three human beings here. Period.
Yeah, because humans are not God.
1, 2,
Again,
3.
my friend, explain to me why I
Special
should
pleading.
understand it differently from how logic and rationality works.
Because God is not human.
You just gave us the answer.
Just special pleading, bro.
Oh my God.
You know what,
You know,
Mike, you mind if I answer? Okay, I'll hold you to that. Okay, if you said humans go on something that's different, okay. So, and I want to clarify this too before I ask you this: are you saying that we have to count God separate from the way we count humans?
Yeah, we don't. God doesn't fall into the same categories as humans. Yes.
Okay, so okay, let's not compare God and human anymore. Let's compare one religion's God with another religion's God. Are you aware of the Hindu faith, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you classify them as monotheistic or polytheistic?
Polytheistic.
Now, you are aware of what they believe in, correct?
As far as I know, they don't consider they have different gods. They have many different gods. They don't have one God. You know.
What Hindus will actually say that they're monotheistic. What a Hindu will say is that every single god, every single name of the god that they have, identity of God that they have, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Ganesh, Saraswati, Parvati, Lakshmi, and it goes on and on. Each and every single one of them, they are the manifestation of the one true God, Brahman. So they believe Brahman, the one entity, Brahman, incarnated as all these different deities. Every single one of them, all of them come from Brahman. The essence comes, Brahma's essence is Brahman. Vishnu's essence is Brahman. Shiva's essence is Brahman. That's what they believe in. So according to their beliefs, that's what they position themselves as.
Okay.
Would you say that concept is monotheistic or polytheistic?
Well, I guess in their view, that's monotheism. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever.
But
In
but
your
you don't
view,
see that as monotheism, don't you? Even after learning their views, do you think their views are monotheistic?
I mean, I accept that they do believe in one God that sort of manifests in all these different gods. So okay, it's monotheistic on some
So
level, I
according
guess.
to you,
But I consider
according to you,
monotheism to be different in the sense that because they consider that the universe is God, you know? That he's
no,
not
they don't.
separate from the universe. Like
No,
that
that's
all
some.
things are one pantheism.
No, pantheism. Only some Hindus believe that that's a different type of philosophy altogether. When we talk about their deities, we're talking about them as incarnation of the one true God, Brahman, the entity, the essence of all of them are the same. Now, if I'm understanding you correctly, according to you now, based on after hearing the Hindu belief, you will now say it's no problem. If it's no problem, you will see Hinduism as monotheistic now, based on what you just learned about their beliefs.
Okay, sure.
No, I'm asking.
Okay, sure. Why not? Yeah, whatever.
So, according to you, Hinduism is monotheism now.
Sure.
You see, and unfortunately, this is what we mean by special pleading. Because let me ask you this one question: if you counted the Hindu pantheon by the persons, is that one God, or is that, let's say for example, I say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva? If I counted by the persons, are they one entity or are they three entities?
If you count by the persons, then it's three. If you count by the essence, then there's. I guess what you're saying is that they consider them all to be one essence, right? So then it's one. Right?
So it's one God. So, but here's the problem with that. Where does that stop? Because of this mindset, Mike, I need you to understand. This mindset removes the concept of polytheism altogether, because you can go to any polytheistic religion and just start counting by the essence. That's one God now. If you go to Greek mythology and you say Zeus, Apollo, Hades, Poseidon, yes, I see them as four, or they're four gods. But if I start counting them by their essence, that's one God now. So that kind of
I don't know. I don't think. No, well, the thing is, they wouldn't say that, right? Do they? I mean, maybe the Hindus do. Maybe.
No,
I guess. I don't know. I don't. Do they use that language? Essence, person? Do they use that kind of language?
They say entity, but
they use them as avatar.
Mike, I'm saying according to your logic, the logic and the position, the principle that you have placed on your Christian Trinity.
Okay, whatever, man. Yeah, so they're monotheistic. Whatever. Who cares?
No, Mike, that's not the point. It's further than that. The point is, based on your mindset that you have placed on your religion, if you were to test that same principle against every other religion, every other monotheistic or polytheistic religion, there is no such thing as polytheism anymore.
Okay.
Using your principle.
Okay, whatever.
So in order to, Mike, what you're saying is, in order to validate the Trinity as monotheism, you have to remove the concept of polytheism altogether.
No, I don't care about the concept of monotheism. If Hindus make that claim, and I think you're right, I think they do, then okay, they're monotheistic. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah,
and if Greeks, I don't think the Greeks did. I don't think other religions did.
I'm not.
And anyway,
I
think Hindus use a different language to it. They don't.
Mike, one second. I'm sorry. You're misunderstanding me. I'm not going about it based upon what the Greeks believe. I'm using the only reason why I brought up Hinduism is because Hindus share your principle. And the reason why I'm bringing up Greek mythology, I'm not bringing up based on their principle. I'm using them and applying your principle to their religion.
No,
wait.
One
second. Let me finish. I'm saying, if I was to apply your principle to the Greek mythological religion, they're not monotheistic too. If I applied it to Egyptian mythology, they're not monotheistic too.
Okay, so
let me finish, man. Let me finish.
Okay.
If I applied your principle to every single polytheistic religion, they are not monotheistic now. So it turns every polytheism into monotheism, according to your principle.
All right. No, wait, hold on a second. The reason why I agreed with the Hindus is because you were suggesting that they argue that they're monotheistic, but that they're different gods flex in that way. Okay, fine. Okay. That wouldn't be the case for Greeks or other religions like Egyptians and stuff. They don't feel that way. They don't.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Okay, why?
Because the Greeks counted by the persons, not by the essence. That's why I brought that up. Meaning, if the Greeks, what I'm saying is, you count God by the essence, not the persons. The Greeks counted God by the persons, not the essence.
No, but
one second.
Okay.
I'm saying, if the Greeks started to count God by the way you count God, that means the Greeks are now monotheistic.
Okay. But the thing is, which we already established with my discussion with DeAndre, is that you guys have a wrong understanding of this word essence, where the mere fact that things share the same type of essence doesn't mean that they literally share the same essence. They share different essences as individuals. Humans have a type of essence, the human essence. Each individual human has their own essence, right? So similarly, with the Greeks, generally, I don't exactly know what they believe, but I'm pretty sure that they believe that they each had their own essence. Just as they would say, Aristotle would say he has a different essence than Plato. He would say that they have the same human essence, but that Aristotle's essence is different than Plato's essence. Similarly,
But Mike,
Zeus's essence
I need
different than
Mike,
Apollo's or whatever.
I need you to understand what I'm saying, okay? I need you to understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the logic of the Greeks. I'm talking about if the Greeks had your logic. That's what I'm talking
No.
about.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but you're mistaking.
allow me, Mike, allow me, please allow me. All right, just
Yeah.
allow me, please. So ultimately, we're talking about how we count. And by the way, I did miss this, brothers. Did he? I was gone for a bit. Did he go and define or go in depth about what it means to be type of essence and essence? Did
Oh
he
yeah.
actually?
Yeah.
I
We
was
discussed
about to
that at length.
get there when when Faisal.
Oh,
I was about to
okay.
say what he means by
If I'm, oh
type.
no, DeAndre, if I'm interrupting, then you can go ahead and respond. Because by the way, let's keep this conversation going on because I do see people backstage. I see Mike. I see two people backstage. So, Mike, I
Okay.
do appreciate you. Let's keep this conversation going on for like another 2 to 5 minutes, and then there's some people
That's
waiting
fine.
backstage. Okay.
No problem.
So I have an example before the under goes. Man, because we're going in circles with this essence thing and person and individual. Okay, let me bring you an example from your own Bible, from your own gospel. Are you ready?
Okay.
John 17:21-24. I pray that they will all be one, just as you and I are one, as you are in me, Father, and I am in you. And may they be in us, so that, okay, the world believe you sent me, so I have given them your glory you gave me, so that they may be as we are one. Now, based on this statement of Jesus, do you believe that, number one, the Father, number two, Jesus the Son, number three, all of the disciples, do you believe that they share the same essence with the Father and Jesus at the same time? And they are, because Jesus says that He's praised that they are all one, just as He is one in Him and He in one, and just like the three musketeers.
Yeah, because that one is not referring to essence. That one was referring to them being one in like fellowship.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What about the glory? Do the disciples share the same glory that the Father shared with Jesus?
Yeah, that glory is shared in fellowship, I guess. Let me behold my glory. Hang on, let me see this one.
What kind of glory does the Father share with Jesus, according to Jesus' own words on the Gospel of John? Before the world was created.
Yeah, so there's different glories of God too. There's not all one glory.
The glory that Jesus was talking about in verse 22 was in reference to verse 5. In John 17, verse 22, he was talking to the glory in verse 5, where he says, Father, I've done the work that you have given me to do. Now give me back the glory
that you have given me before.
Give me the glory that I had with you before the world began. That same glory in which he's talking, which Christians would pose that was the divine glory. That same glory that he's talking about in verse 5, he refers back to that in verse 22 and says, the glory that you have given me, I have not given to the disciples.
So now the question, Ali, very beautiful. Thank you, Ali, for clarifying it. Now the question based on that statement is to you, Mike. Now does that me and you, I and you and me and them, and we are in them, and all of this mumble jumble, and with the glory all combined. Now, does that make the disciples gods as well?
No, of course not.
Because they all share the same thing. Jesus is pleading with the Father that He gives them exactly the very same thing that He gave Jesus.
The glory, the glory,
and that they are all in one, like the three musketeers.
No,
three for
he
one
didn't
and one
say
for
that.
all.
He said glory, that they share the glory and fellowship. It's not essence. They're not sharing the same essence. I don't know. Like you guys are like this is the definition of playing semantics.
I'm not playing
So
semantics with you. I'm asking you a straightforward question.
Denying that you're playing semantics, but you're absolutely playing
semantics.
I am catch me in little word games.
Again,
for the sake of time,
what you brought, my friend.
For the sake of time,
go ahead, Ali.
By the way, Ali, I have to jump off. Let me just.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty late for me, and I do have an early start. So I just want to say this, Mike. Mike, here's the thing: the message that we're giving you is very simple. It doesn't need any essence and person and all these type of new terminologies for you to understand that there is one God. There is only one who has created everything, right? He does not have personhood like the 3 personhoods or the 4 personhood.
He doesn't have a
Or
personhood. Allah doesn't have a personhood.
Again, Mike,
What are you
please
talking
just
about,
listen.
Yeah.
Please just listen. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We don't come up with these type of terminologies that do not make sense.
They
We do not
absolutely
come
make
up with.
sense.
We do
The
not
fact that
come
you
up.
don't
Look
understand them doesn't mean it doesn't make
Mike,
sense, dude.
Mike.
Okay, no,
please.
you're insulting my religion now,
Mike,
bro. What are you
Mike,
doing?
wait, let us
No,
finish.
no,
Mike,
we're
Mike,
not.
I'm
No,
not
Okay,
we're
guys,
not.
listen.
I'm
Let
sorry
me
and
tell
I'm
you
not
this.
sorry.
everybody,
You can't
everybody,
debate my religion.
Mike,
everybody be
Mike,
quiet.
Mike,
Everybody,
let him
everybody be
finish.
quiet.
Sorry and I'm not
Aki,
sorry.
Ekwan,
Okay.
everybody be
You're
quiet,
Faisal is
sorry,
okay?
about
not
to
I
go.
sorry.
am giving it to
You're
you
not
the
sorry.
way it
You're
is.
just not sorry. Just admit
I'm
it.
giving
You're
it to
sorry, not
you
sorry.
the way
Faisal,
it is.
That's a
Mike,
logical
Mike,
contradiction.
I'm
Mute
giving
him.
it to you the way it is. Okay.
No, you're not. You're
When
not.
you come
Mm.
and talk nonsense,
We're
when
not
you
talking
come
nonsense.
and
I'm not
talk
talking nonsense.
gibberish,
You guys,
when you
why would
come
if I'm
and
talking
act
nonsense, why are
deluded,
you trying to
when you
engage me
guys,
come and
on
act
my
deluded,
terms?
Mike, Mike,
all
What a
right,
joke.
Mike,
guys,
you're
You're
guys,
telling
let
me
me
actually
I'm
gonna
finish.
be
talking
called out
nonsense.
for it.
You guys trying to
You're actually
pretend
gonna be called
you're
out for it.
rational
All right,
speakers?
Mike.
What a joke.
You,
What a joke.
Faisal, I'm so sorry. I kept on telling everybody one mic, all right? I said everybody be quiet, all right? We're not going to yell past one another, okay? We're not going to do that. All right. So what's going to happen is this. Faisal, you're going to finish what you have to say. No one will interrupt you. And Mike, for the rest of the conversation, because I remember me telling you you have about 2 to 5 minutes, just to give you that kind of respect. DeAndre wanted to respond to what you were saying, and then you and DeAndre are going to go back and forth, and then we'll have the next guest on. All right, because this is not how it's going to be. All right. So Faisal, thank you so much. Aki, go ahead and
Assalamu alaikum, akhi.
no,
You know what? I'm
go
just gonna
ahead.
leave.
I'm just
gonna
gonna
leave.
finish what to say.
I'm
look.
good. I'm good.
I'm
No,
just
it's all
wrapping
right.
up.
I'm not
I'm
listening.
just
I'm not
wrapping up.
listening to you insult my religion again. Okay,
No,
tell
I'm
me I'm
not trying
talking
to insult your
nonsense.
religion.
Yeah. When you tell me I'm
trying to
talking
remind you.
nonsense,
Mike,
I'm trying to remind you.
Mike,
listen.
Mike,
When you
Mike,
tell me I'm talking
Mike,
nonsense, you guys
I'll
Mike, can
hear
invite
you
me
you
calm
on
out.
here.
down?
I'll hear
Mike,
you out.
Yeah,
Mike,
I'll
can
whatever,
hear
you
dude.
you
calm
out.
down?
Whatever, dude.
I'll
No,
hear
it's not
you
calm
out.
down. I'll talk to
Okay.
you guys later,
I'll
man.
hear you.
Anyway, was that being mean? Was that being dumb? What a joke, dude. Oh, it's just nonsense. Well, listen, dude, why are you even trying to engage me on these terms if it's all a bunch of nonsense? It's all nonsense. Just stop talking about it. Just talk about something else. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Anyway, whatever, man.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you wanna support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shields. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.